Hi guys, welcome back to Conversations with Elena Kimaru. I'm your host. I really wanted to be a TV personality when I was growing up, so I'm your host, Elena Kimaru. And on today's video, I wanted to talk about handling personal finances and the saving culture. It's a bit different from what I've been talking lately. And yes, of course, I'll continue with the series on how to make money online. But today it's all about money. So you've made that money online or whatever type of job you're doing, but like, guys, do you save, do you invest, or what? How do you go about handling your personal finances? Because I feel like that's one topic that is just, when you just get money and you feel like I have a lot of needs, the million and one things that come around, and you feel like I need to chop the money, Yeah, I have been that person for some time, where you earn and it's just literally there's needs chasing after the money, like and you don't know what to do. So yeah, so how do you handle your personal finances? Let me know in the comment section down below, yeah, so that maybe we can help each other, and also you can help people you love and care about. And I would say I talked about lessons I have learned in another video in my 20s on handling money, or some of the mistakes I have done and stuff like that. And I feel like when I first got my first job, I was super excited. I was like, yes. I was only an intern, earning I think 20,000 shillings. That's like $200, and it was super 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 exciting. I was like, yes, yes. I'm finally making money. And I was lucky enough, I didn't tarmac in a place where, or in a country where people tarmac a lot. I did not tarmac. I left school, I applied for a job, and I immediately got the job. So I was that lucky. Well, the first time I got my paycheck, I was super excited. I was already living on my own. So yes, landlord, chukua pesa yako, fulani chukua pesa yako. Went shopping, did all I could with the money. And by the end of the day, it was like it became a culture of living from paycheck to paycheck. I'll get the money, I'll pay the rent, I'll pay bills. And yes, and that was my life. Like for the first year, that was it. I was just living like that. Get the money, pay bills, and wait for the next check. Wait for the next check. And then the second year, I was lucky enough I to even learn how to save. That's what I would call it. Yeah, so I saved. I was good at saving. But the kind of money that you don't have like a fixed account, you have like a current account, and that's where you're putting all the money and you're excited. Yeah, so I saved a good chunk of money, and then my contract came to an end. Then I didn't know what to do after that. I was like stuck. So of course, if the contract comes to an end, you don't have a job, what happens? So now again, the culture of you're just spending, but there's nothing that is coming in. So you're not earning anything, but of course you're always spending. You need to pay bills, you need to buy food, you need to pay rent and all that. And so my savings kept dwindling by the day, and at some point I was like almost getting depressed. I'm like, damn, my money is going. I got another contract, I mean. So when I got the contract, I was super excited. But then the terms for this new contract are not so good as the previous contract. So I wasn't making as much money. And actually, the one mistake I did before I got now this contract, during the transition period, when I was told, oh, you're gonna be getting a new contract, I was super excited. I was like, yes, tafadhalini, yes. So what I did at that particular, when I didn't have a job during that transition period, I have gone back to living with my mom. So when I was told I'm gonna be getting a job, I was super excited. I went house hunting. I got like a big house. And then this type of contracts where you're given, like you're told, oh, for the first 3 months we're going to pay you this amount of money, and then after that you're going to like increase that amount, we're going to give you a full-time job. Hey, millennial me, I was super excited. I was like, if I'm only going to work like for 3 months, and then of course I'm starting at a lower salary, but after that I'll get an increase in salo. Mbona natafuta nyumba ya pesa ndogo? I mean, why would I look for a bed sitter when I know like in the next 3 months I would be living in at least a 1 bedroom? So why would I go for house hunting twice? Mbona nitafute bed sitter and then after 3 months I look for a bigger house? So yeah, you're spending what you don't have, you know. That's a very big mistake. So anyway, but poor me, I went ahead, I looked for a bigger house and a 1 bedroom that was way before, as in way beyond what I was earning. And yeah, so the first 3 months came. Of course I am paying rent, and because of that, because the rent was higher, it meant like saving now was very hard. It was very hard to save, because I mean the rent is really high, and of course there's bills to pay and all that, and a bit of, you know, other expenses. So it became hard for me to save, and that's how I spent now an extra, would I call it, almost a year of no saving again, living paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck, paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, yeah, with like no savings. And then I was like, what's really the purpose of the working if you're not able to save for a rainy day? It's just that you are there, you are earning and spending. It was so hard to like just say, oh, I'm going to park and go look for a house that is you know, within my budget, because I was already settled, I was feeling comfortable, the place was nice. So I mean, who is downgrading for who? Yeah, guys. I decided I'm not like downgrading. And I think also my biggest issue was I kept being promised that, oh, in the next 3 months we're gonna give you a better contract, in the next 3 months. So I was always hopeful. I'm like, yeah, the times will be better, maybe I should not move, let me just give it the next 3 months and then things will get better, and they didn't. Yeah, so of course ilifika place I had to call myself Futano. I was like, you know what, you are doing the wrong thing. And of course at some point, as I said in another video, I had to quit. I had to quit my job because of course I was not progressing and a lot of other things anyway. Yeah, so I quit my job and then I started working online. Oh, working online, as I said in my other videos, please check them out if you haven't. Working online was very lucrative. Coming from a place where I was earning money that was only sustaining me and all that, I felt like, damn, no, I'm making them dollars, I'm balling. Yeah, I was balling. I don't want to brag, but yeah, I was making some good money, although sometimes it would not be so consistent. But still, for someone who is good at saving, then I think they would have made a kill. But as you can see, my saving patterns are not the best. I felt like I had all the financial literacy kind of knowledge I needed, but I don't know why it was so hard. And then of course there's the other part of, I have had a lot of people talk about black tax and all that. So there's the other part where you are earning, there's either people relying on you, and you're always feeling obliged to help. And so one of the other problems, or my financial mistakes I've made in the past has been to like, oh, when people will like ring me, they're like, yo, I need this amount of money. Most of the times, and of course depending on how the message is passed, I'll just give them the money, hoping I'll get the money back. Or sometimes depending on who is calling, I'll not get the money back. And yeah, it became like a culture I had set from the first time I started working, or even the first time I started doing business while I was still in campus. It was the same thing. I was running a business, giving out money, and not doing a lot of good financial accountability for myself and all that. Yeah. So back to my story. Yeah, so here I am, I have started earning money online, and I think I have a very big problem with current accounts, where you have an ATM card, you put your money where it's so accessible. So when I started working online, I would tell myself I would like withdraw my money from either PayPal, Payoneer, or something of the sort, and I would tell myself, yes, money bank, here is the money, current account. But the problem with that was, every time I had an issue or someone had an issue, of course I have my ATM card there, so I'll just hey niko na shida fulani, unaweza nisaidia? Or myself, I have a particular problem and maybe it's not as urgent, I'll just go to the ATM, withdraw the money, and yes, that was it. Withdraw the money, and of course the what I would call my savings will keep going chini kwa chini, chini kwa chini. And as I said, sometimes freelancing is not so consistent, so sometimes you would make a lot of money, sometimes you're not making money. And so if you don't know how to like manage your finances and handle them the right way, then it can be very, very bad for you. Yeah, so that's basically what I did. Yeah, so some of the lessons I have learned from that experience, me and current accounts, I decided, like, you know what, how I currently manage my finances. And of course it's taken me like a long time to realize so many mistakes I have done. And I would really want, like, especially if you're just getting started, don't make the same mistakes, because you can learn. I always say it's better to learn from other people's experiences instead of waiting for you to like go through the same, so that you will say like, oh, I learned through my experience. No. Piggy on people's experiences, learn from them. So basically what happened, at some point I decided like I needed to make a change. And I would say some of the people who helped me in my journey, especially with this year, in as much as the pandemic has been the worst, I always, like, in my description box, I always put links to a website called the Wealth Tribe. It's by a friend of mine. She's called Agatha. She's a personal finance coach or consultant or something of the sort. Yeah, so she gives people, she writes like weekly blogs on how to manage finances. And I would say as part of me detoxing from those bad habits, like learning from this particular website has been very instrumental for me, especially in this year when she began writing. And yeah, so when I realized I was making a lot of financial mistakes, I decided to now start making like small strides into the right direction. And I would say, yes, read as much as you can, and that's one resource where you can get very good information. Yeah, so for me, I decided to now make changes. I'll be like, you know what, I am not doing the right thing. I need to do better. So getting a fixed account for me was non-negotiable. You know, you need to get a fixed account where you can always deposit that part of savings. Like if you've decided you're going to like save 50% or 30% or 20% or whatever percentage of your money, always save in a fixed deposit account, somewhere you cannot be able to access that money, you know. Because I feel like for me the biggest mistake, as I said, was always like, oh, I'm saving, but the money is in a current account, where basically I can just go put the card in and key in the digits, and I get whatever amount of money I want, as long as the savings are able to accommodate that. So that was my biggest mistake. So don't do that. If you're saving, be very intentional. Yes, and that should be one of the things I'll talk about today. Be very intentional with what you're saving. With how much are you saving? Where are you saving it? And that takes me to, when it comes to where, you know, as I said, use like fixed accounts. You can do bank fixed accounts, you can do mshwari, and mshwari is really good. It's like, you know, at your fingertips on your mobile phone, and you can always specify for what period of time you want to save on mshwari. So yeah, you use bank accounts fixed, that is, do mshwari. And I read another article again from the Wealth Tribe, where someone was asking whether you need there's that notion about investing instead of saving is better. But then the author Agatha asks how do you invest when you don't have savings? Like, where will you get the resources or the money to invest if you had not saved? So saving is a very good culture. Yeah, you can also do circles. And yeah, the most basic one has been chamas. Chamas can work wonders. I've seen chamas that, like, you know, you save, you hold each other accountable, you get loans, and you even start businesses together and stuff like that. I would say these chamas, I have seen people do wonders. People who started very small grow so big, as long as like you have a vision for what your chama is about. So yeah, I would say use chamas if that's what is it's at your disposal. Use mshwari, do a fixed account, invest in trusts and bonds by the government and stuff like that. And as I said, check out the Wealth Tribe. You will get all that information on where you can also invest your money or save your save or something of the sort. Yeah, but I would say those have been like hard lessons. And then how I handle my money, it's been about being accountable to myself. The accountability process kind of like keeps you on your toes. So I would ask you, what's your accountability process? For me, I would say reading those blogs, for me it prompts me, it keeps me thinking like, Allah, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right thing? So read as much as you can and implement what you're reading. That has been part of my accountability process. Every time I feel like I want to step out from my goals, I feel like, yeah, I need to get back. And then another thing, like, have friends or people you are close to, people who can always even ask you questions. You said you're going to save 10,000 or 2,000 or 500. Have you done that? So have that accountability person or accountability partner, someone who can always ask you whether you've saved or not. And for that, I am so grateful for my friends. Anyway, there's a friend of mine also who started a WhatsApp group. I think it's called Savings Group. Beatrice, oh, thank you. So this group, what you do, we have saving goals, and basically the people who save on a weekly basis, and then there's those who save on a monthly basis. And every time you save, you have to save. If you don't save by when you said you will save, you're supposed to send an apology. If you save, you're supposed to send a screenshot indicating that you actually saved. Imagine. So for me, I usually feel like if I don't save, there is someone, Big Brother is watching. Someone somewhere would be like, yo, why are you not saving when you actually indicated you're going to save XYZ amount of money? So for me, that group has also been very instrumental. And I would say it didn't start like a long time ago. It started like 6 months ago. And when the group started, when we joined the group, when they asked for our saving goals, they were like, how much would you like to save? So everyone was like giving themselves, I would like to save this amount of money per month. So for me, I was like, yeah, I'm going to save 2,000 shillings. That's like $20 per month. For that particular saving goal, I wanted to do something with that money by the end of the year. And so you can imagine, six months times 2,000, that's like 12,000 shillings. That was my goal. I was like, yeah, that's what I'll save, and I'll do XYZ with that money. And I'm happy to announce publicly that I have actually surpassed that amount. I have saved like 30,000, because at some point it got to a place I was like, oh, I think I have more, I can save more. So what I would do, I would save my 2k, and then if I have more, I would save more. If I have 5k, I would save 5k. If I have only 2k, I will save 2k. So for me, that group has become a lifesaver, especially with that particular goal I was working on. And as I said, for me, I decided for that particular goal also, I was gonna do it in mshwari. I've been seeing a lot of mshwari messages, M-Pesa is telling me, oh, your money is going to mature on that of December. I don't want that money right now. I want to keep it. I want to grow that particular account. I want the money to keep growing. So I would say, initially, if you would have asked me, I'd be like, oh, savings is very hard, I don't know what. But for me, I've realized it's the culture that you set. It's the example that you set for yourself. It's holding yourself accountable. It's walking the talk. It's like saying, you know what, despite the many challenges, despite all the many things knocking on my door, I'm going to save. And as I said, save in a place where you're not able to just access the money as you want. Because I feel like the biggest mistake we might do, or people do, or I have done, has been to put money in a place where I'm able to access it, retrieve it, do whatever I want to do with it, so it becomes useless at the end of the day. So guys, how are you handling your finances? Are you being a better decision maker when it comes to your finances? Are you struggling? Because if you are really struggling with that, there are so many platforms where you can learn about that. And of course, my girl Agada, she's a financial consultant. If you've been struggling with saving, you're not alone. A lot of people go through these. But then there are remedies, there are places you can find information, there are people who can hold your hand, who can walk your journey. I think it's about taking those little steps. And as I said, there are people who are doing financial consultancy. Look out for Agatha services. I'm sure she can help you with that. So I know I am really maybe she should pay me for advertising, but guys, it's true, it can be done. You have to begin with baby steps. I know it's so hard, but you have to begin with baby steps and hold yourself accountable. I hope you found this video informative and you like it. Tell me, what's your saving culture? How do you go about it? Are you struggling with it? Do you need us to talk about finances more often on this channel? If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you've not subscribed, please do so. Until the next video, thank you.